What is Ganesha's story? Who is his mother? In stories, although Shakti wants to become a mother, the gods don't want to her to give birth like other women. If a child is born from her yoni, it will be so powerful that it will defeat even Indra, the king of the gods. So, Shiv Shakti's children are not born from Parvati's yoni. Kartikeya is born of Shiv's seed from many yonis. Ganesh is born from the scrapping of Parvati's body. Again, he is Ayonija. The story is that Parvati goes to Shiv asking him to give her a child. He says he is not interested in having children as he is immortal. She tells him she'll make one herself. She is the goddess after all. She first collects the scrapings of her skin mixed with the already applied chandan and haldi. Then she makes a doll of it and gives it life. In the Vaman Puran, it is said the child's name Vinayak comes from Binanayak, without a man. There are other stories about the word's origin too. Shiv does not like the way Parvati has birthed her child as he cannot recognize her image in it. So he cuts off its head. Parvati starts weeping and insists he bring back the child to life. So Shiv gives him an elephant head, and that's how Ganesh is born. Again, it is Ayonija. In the Mahabharata, we see many ambitious mothers who want their sons to be king. In the Purans, the story have more of a spiritual, intellectual concern, while in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the focus is on wealth and property. For this reason, the men go to war and the women want their sons to grow up and be victorious. This is presented in a fascinating way in the Mahabharata. When Shantanu asks to marry Satyavati, she attaches a condition that her son will inherit Shantanu's kingdom. She claims she is securing her child's future. Is that the real reason, or does she want the high position of Rajmata for herself? There is also a competition between Gandhari, Kunti, and Madari. When Gandhari is pregnant, she hears that Kunti has given birth to a son. Gandhari is so upset that she beats her belly with a stick. The mass that emerges from her belly is cold as iron. When Vyas creates 100 children from this mass, Gandhari is happy because now she has more children than Kunti. Kunti uses up the power of her mantra to beget two more children. She then gives the mantra to Madri, who uses it once and calls Ashwin Kumar and has the twins, Nakul and Sahdev. Pandu asks Kunti to let Madri use the mantra once more as herself has used it thrice, but Kunti refuses. She fears that if Madri were to produce twice again, she'd have more children and therefore more importance than her. This rivalry has been subtly depicted in the Mahabharata. What about the mothers in the Ramayana? Kaikeyi's story is the most well known. When she had saved Dasharatha's life during a Dev-Asur battle, he had promised her two boons. The day before his eldest son Ram's coronation, she throws a tantrum and demands her boons. She asks that her son Bharat made king instead of the firstborn Ram, and that Ram be sent into Vanvas for 14 years. Ram's mother Kaushalya is pained and asks Kaikeyi why she is being so cruel to a son who has always treated her like his own mother. An interesting aspect of this story is that when Dasharatha marries Kaikeyi, he does not have any children. The astrologers say that Kaikeyi will definitely have a son. At that time, Dasharatha promises her that her son will become king. So, in a way, Kaikeyi is only asking for what is rightfully her due. It's like a court case, a settling of an agreement where the lines are not clear whether Kaikeyi is ambitious or merely asking for her right is hard to say. Krishna is called Devaki Nandan and Yashoda Nandan. Who was his mother? There are some who believe that Krishna is not an avatar, but an avatari, from whom avatars emerge himself. But he is born from Devaki's womb. So he is eunuch and experiences death as is described in the Mosal Parv in the Mahabharata. Now, though he is born from Devaki's womb in Mathura, he is raised by Yashoda in Gokul. So he has two mothers, a birth mother and a milk mother. In folk song, Krishna is asked who his real mother is. Devaki who has birthed him or Yashoda who has raised him. Krishna replies, do you think my heart is so small that it cannot house more than one mother? I can handle both. But the question is who has the maternal right over him? Who can answer that? It's a complex word. The story suggests that relationships are not built by blood alone. Another interesting detail is that Devaki is a princess, while Yashoda is a milkmaid. Krishna's claim that both women are his mother shows that he has a relationship with palace dwellers as well as cowherds, with the city as well as the village. He is large hearted, and this is why Krishna is associated with love. In the Purans, is there a story of single mother? The Bhagavad Puran has a story of Devahuti, whose husband is Rishi Kardam. The Rishi tells Devahuti that he doesn't really want to have children, but he has been told by his ancestors that he won't achieve moksha until he has children. But he doesn't want any part in raising the child. Devahuti agrees to raise the child alone, and the child grows up to be Kapil Muni, who develops the Sankhya philosophy. It is also well known that Sita raises love and Kush on her own. Shakuntala too raises her son Bharat by herself in the forest without the support of her husband. Is there a story in our Purans where a father plays the role of a mother? When Apsaras have children, they abandon them. Shakuntala's mother, Menka, abandons her in the jungle. She is raised by Rishi Kanu, who is like a single father. When Sita goes back to her mother and disappears inside the earth, she leaves her children behind with Ram, who becomes a single father. So, this is it for today. I'll be back till then. Keep listening beautiful stories and keep smiling.